go, y'all. Here we go. It's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. We are on Facebook, YouTube Live, soon to be Twitter Live. It's the dialogue. It's Dialogue with Dozell. You got 2 for the price of 1. 2 of the 3. I almost said it, Toy. This is my brother, Kim Varner. Kim, what's up, man?
Hey, my brother, what's happening? You doing all right tonight?
Man, I'm fine. Just in case people got Kim, because we might not have done it in a while, would you tell them who we really are?
Everybody know we're the V3, the three Napperhead boys from out east, the V3.
I ain't gonna try to mess it up because you got it. The V3. Hey, what? That's it. V3. Yeah. Just add the numbers, Dozell. There you go. The V3. Dialogue with Dozell. You're in Dozell, and we're so glad you're there. Hey, share this program out. Call people. Let them know the dialogue is on. We got an awesome show for you tonight. I got to spend a second with my brother. I'm so glad to have him by my side tonight. KV comes from Duval. I'm from the dirty South Florida, and together we bring this dialogue all over the land. We got people watching this not only from California to Maine, from Washington to Florida, as Reverend Al calls it, Florida. It's all over. People watch this thing all over the world. It's worldwide. Dialogue with Dozell. We coming at you. We don't worry about what we see live because people go back and look at this all throughout the week with great guests that we got tonight. KB, what's the weather like up there, man?
Man, it's raining. It's been raining all day just about. It was hot early this morning, then around about 3:30, the bottom fell out, and it's been raining ever since then. It's been wet ever since then. So it's hot, and it rains, it gets steamy, and then it gets hot again. So you know how that goes. We're in Florida.
Well, I can't wait till you down here so we can do our thing out on them links, man. I know you're ready to get back on that golf course. It's been a minute. I'm glad to get out there with you. So tonight, we've got a show tonight. We've done these type shows several times, but this is what we're really about. We started this thing, just one little short, fat, bald-headed man getting in front of a camera during the pandemic, and along the line, the Go Giga Creation.com team got a hold to us and produced us. My brother Kim came along and just made it the show that we knew it could be. You are here. We have talked to people who have been in predicaments and have turned it around. And that's what tonight's show about. We got 3 brothers, we got 2 brothers and a sister that are going to come on and tell their story and tell how life has been turned around for them, how they are still in the process of transitioning for the better. And if this show does nothing else, it's to promote that. KV, is yours, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. I think you'll really enjoy this show tonight. I got 2 of my best friends on tonight. These guys, people I talk to on the regular. Curtis, I talk to every day just about. Dana, I stop by and see him all the time. Both of these gentlemen have like Dozell said, they live the lifestyle, and they turn their lifestyle around, and they're just doing great things now, man. And I think once you hear their stories, you'll really enjoy this show tonight. We've had Kelvin Thomas on here a couple of times. Curtis and Kelvin know each other. I introduced Kelvin to Dana about a week ago. So we're all in the same circle, man. It's the same circle of good brothers. I'm not going to take too much time because I want them to have a lot of time to tell their stories and answer questions if people have questions or whatever. I love doing these kind of shows because they hit home. I know a lot of the guys I talk to when I'm walking the block, they're living this lifestyle, and they hopefully they're going to turn their life around eventually. We've got a couple of them to do so, and hopefully we'll get some others to do it. But it's brothers like this coming on tonight, and the sister that's here tonight that's going to make them want to change their lifestyle for good. So I got Brother Curtis Walker sitting next to me. We're in the same place, Brother Curtis Walker, and then I have Brother Dana Miller. I don't know if you're gonna bring Dana in now or okay, this is Dana. Dana has an outstanding story, man. This dude here is deep. He got an outstanding story. He'll share it with you. I look up to these guys, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And you want to go ahead and get started with Curtis, or what you want to do first, dog? Dozell, you're muted. You're muted, Dozell.
I muted myself too. Listen, in a second, we're giving Sister Wanakee a little bit more time to kind of get acclimated to how we do it here on the dialogue. But bring these brothers on, Kim. Go ahead and start. Let them introduce themselves and tell their story.
Okay, we're gonna start off. Let Curtis introduce himself, and then we'll have Dana introduce himself. Then we'll have Curtis tell his story, and then Dana come in and tell his story. Man, they gonna be great stories. So, Curtis, you want to go ahead and start off introducing yourself?
Yes, my name is Curtis Walker. I'm originally from Dozell. I'm here, been here just about all my life, and it's been a blessing to meet this brother.
Thank you, man. Dana, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dana Miller. I'm from Duval, and Kim been like a mentor, a big brother to me, and I'm just glad to be on. Nice to meet you, fellas.
Same here.
Man, I'm telling you, man, y'all are a blessing in my life, whether y'all know it or not. I tell y'all that from time to time. I'm gonna tell you again. I want the world to know, man, y'all blessings in my life, man. We got a great circle, and you know, I just enjoy being a part of this little family, you know. So what we'll do, because I want y'all to have plenty of time to tell your story. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with Curtis. Let him go ahead and tell his story. And
Yes,
if there are any questions, you know, we take questions. People send in questions or whatever. We'll try and answer those questions for you. We may wait till the brother get through telling his story and then try and answer them all at once. But we're gonna start off with Curtis, and with no delay, here he is.
My story started one night, it was like 1985, 84, 85. I hung out, lived in Flash Street, and this particular night it was cold, rainy, and Ken was on patrol that night, and we were going to go to EWC and do some stuff. So 2 weeks prior to that, one of my partner guys jumped on at EWC, and so yeah, I was out there selling drugs, had drugs, guns, and everything. This particular night, it was like 12:01. We was heading to EWC to do some stuff.
And for those who don't know, EWC is Edward Waters College. It's about 8 blocks away from Flag Street Apartments that he's referred to.
And so this particular night, we were coming out of Flag Street. Ken was going into Flag Street. He turned the patrol car around and got behind us. He stopped us. First thing he said, fellas, how y'all doing? He respected everybody in the car. He didn't go, he had a badge on, he didn't meet nobody, he didn't, you know, walk the dog on nobody. And he said, if I search your car, I know I can have something to put everybody in jail. I was in the back seat. It was like 6 of us. Out of 6 people, he picked me out. Y'all let him out. You go home. I won't see you out here no more tonight. You go home. He did that several times, stopping us, make me go home, walk home. Because I know I was going to do something crazy. I was the type of cat, man, I'll be the first one to fight, first one to shoot. But this brother intervened, because if we would have did what we started out to do, I'll still be in the prison. I'll still been right there. I had been brother Calvin. Calvin did my time. Calvin didn't do nothing. I would have did something to went to prison for life. And I was just teenager. But now he came in my life, man, and he talked to us. He been a blessing to me ever since that day. Changed my life.
And the way we hooked up again was one night I walked in the cigar lounge. Dozell, you know where the cigar lounge downtown that I go to. I walked in one night and Curtis was sitting in there. He looked at me. We kept staring at each other. He finally said, man, you don't know me, do you? You recognize me, do you? I said, no, I don't. I can't say I really do, bro. And, you know, he explained to me who he was. He was the one that was in that car that night when I pulled in Flag Street. They was pulling out. And something just made me turn around and get behind him and stop him. And he was sitting in the back seat, like he said. And I just told him, man, I know if I search this car, I'm gonna find something, so I ain't gonna even search it. But y'all let him out the car. And they let him out, and he walked home, and then the guys went down there. I think two of them, did 2 of them get stabbed or something?
Yeah, stabbed. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's you know, he made it clear to me who he was that night, man. We've been tight ever since then. I mean, that's about a year ago. We've been tight ever since then. So I introduced him to Calvin Thomas. The show was for me with Calvin. He's been on several times. And man, the 3 of us like 3 musketeers now, man. We roll together. We do a lot of things. We hit the lounges together, and we have a good time together, man. It's just a good fellowship, great fellowship. So yeah. So that's Brother Curtis' story. We're gonna go to Brother Dana. Let Dana tell his story. And Dana, your story is movie worthy, man. So go ahead and break it down, brother.
Wow, it's a lot of parts to my story. But I give God all the glory where I am now. I used to be in the street selling drugs. My brother was murdered in 92. I went to prison, did 10 years in prison. Um, it was a rough time in my life. Thinking that being out there selling drugs, I was the man. My brother and I, named Ike Miller, we was real big time in the drug game out east on A. Phillip Reynolds, the old Florida Ave. As I said, I did go to prison. My brother got killed, was murdered while I was in prison. And I thought my life had come to an end because I didn't know what to do. I was like, wow, my brother's dead. I'm in prison. What a tragic ending. But God showed me that he had better for my life. I went to college in prison. My life started changing for the better. When I got out of prison, I got married, have 2 sons. A lot of goals that I set for myself while I was in prison, I have accomplished now. I've been out 21 years. I haven't been in the back of a police car since 1991 when I got arrested. Just been on the straight and narrow. I met Kim approximately about 7, 8 years ago, probably a little longer, at a public defender's summer camp for youth. He was there, and one of his colleagues is a good friend of mine. He asked me to come in and cut hair. And when I knew Kim. I knew of Kim because he chased me before. I got away though, him and Nelson. I got away. But Kim, I met him at this youth camp when I was cutting hair. And that's what I do. I volunteer all the time, my services to cutting the youth hair and try to talk to them and engage them and let them know that the streets are not the answer. And when I met Kim, we just started talking. But Kim, when I first saw him, he looked at me funny, kind of booed you like. I said, yeah. He probably was sizing me up. And then when Nelson said, hey, man, I used to chase that guy. And they started talking. He came over and he warmed himself up to me. But from that day to this day, Kim has been a great role model, inspiration. He's always telling me how proud he is of me, but I'm very proud of him. He said, Dana, I bought a Porsche about 5 months ago. So I let Kim see it and everything. And he came by my shop with his brand new Genesis truck. Said I inspired him to step out of his comfort zone and buy that truck. So it's things like that. Having Kim as a friend has been a blessing. Half of the people that I know now in politics, on the police force, businesses, and that I associate with now and I do business deals with, I met them through Kim. Every person like Keisha Burton that's running for sheriff, I met her through Kim. So Kim is a very loyal person. And I thank God for him for being a part of my life. And I thank God for where I am in my life right now. I own my own barbershop. I own a rental car agency. I just talked with a guy today about getting some city contracts where I can start hiring ex-felons that get out of prison. Because, see, once you're in prison, you have to work. You have to work. So I want to catch those guys just getting out of prison and give them a good job with good pay because it's still in their system to work. I don't want to get comfortable with being in society and not working. I want to catch them right away and provide a job for them with good pay, teach them financial literacy and saving and getting their credit right. And so me and Kim have a lot that we have to do in our community to help save the citizens, returning citizens.
Dana, man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate all the kind words and all, man. Like I say, you're a blessing in my life, man. Just always know that. And I'm gonna add to something about Dana, man. He right. Yeah, I'm very proud of him. But Dana does so much in the community. His barbershop is right there at Florida, and you're not at Florida and Pippin. You're at Florida. What's the intersection you at?
Pippin. It's Pippin. Pippin.
He's right there at Florida and Pippin. I still say Florida Avenue instead of APR, but he's right there at Florida and Pippin. And of course, all the guys that grew up with Dizzy, my son, they hang in that same block, and he works with those guys, man. You know, me and Dana talk about those guys a lot, that we can keep up with them through both of us and try to keep them out of jail, keep them out of trouble and all. Dana is not. He does more work outside his shop than going inside of that barber shop, man. Just a big part of Florida Avenue. Big part of Florida. Everybody know Dana the barber, you know, and they know his background, so they know he's not scared to go out there and talk to these guys because he done been there, you know. And I think that's huge right there.
Excuse me, Kim. I just walked out there. I had to go buy a charger. That's why I was moving. I just walked outside. They all hanging on the block right now. So when I walked outside, hey, Mr. Dana, how you doing? We love you, So it's amazing to see gangbangers and look, I don't want to call them thugs, but little roughnecks have that type of love for me and Kim, and I respect. And by having that love and respect from that generation, we're able to make changes in their lives because they trust and believe in us.
Yeah, and they respect what we tell them. So if we, you know, we see them doing something they ain't got no business doing. Of course, they don't do it in front of us because they respect us too much.
Exactly.
But we that voice with them. We can talk to those guys, man. That's why people like Kurt Dana's so important, man, to the streets, because now that they've turned their lives around, those other guys that used to look up to them, they listen to them, and they have that authoritative voice when they step out on the streets, telling you, hey man, y'all need to chill on what y'all doing, and you know it's a better way of life and everything. So Dana, I seen Dana give plenty of free haircuts to those guys. They come and they cut their hair free. He cuts little Papa's hair. Papa called him, he'll go to Papa Hotel and cut his hair, Dozell. So Dana the man on the east side, I'm telling you.
Can I add this here right quick? I know I don't want to take in the spring of next year.
Man, I want you to say whatever you got to say tonight. Get it out, man. That's what the show is all about. Don't hold back.
The spring of 2023, I'm filming right now a documentary about my life that will be aired on Netflix. I will be the first show of the first season.
Okay.
Dana, are you gonna tell on that show how you outran Kim?
You know what? I just might. Thank you for just reminding me. I go back to Atlanta in September for a whole week of filming, and we're gonna be doing some reenactment of me getting chased by the police. So I might just look at Kim and wave at him. Bye.
Well, listen. Before you go too Tyreek Hill on him, I know Kim. He's ultra competitive. Now we both, we done been around the sun a couple times, but that boy might do something to put a little motor oil or something on them bones to try to run you down. So
yeah, you talking right.
Well, let me say this to both of you, brother. It's so good to see Susan on tonight. Bless you, Susan, and we're gonna let to your comments in a second. And as a sister, Susan, she's gonna be on in just a second also. I wanted to say this. The show tonight was about individuals who have been given another chance. Curtis had the chance that he was going to do something, let me say, nefarious, and Kim helped him to make a better choice. Dana, you talked about a serious price that you paid, but in the grand scheme, the grand context of thing, a readjustment ain't never a bad idea. So, and where you are, but I just kind of wanted the show to just stay focused on people who gets not another chance. In the Christian community, we don't say he's a God of another chance. We say of other chances and other opportunities, and make the most of it. And the hope is that somebody listening to this show who's down and out, and it doesn't have to be just what you guys are talking about, one aspect of it. It could be a financial second chance. It can be a relational another chance. It could be like mine. It could be a medical another chance. As Kim knows, about 12 years ago, I was given a diagnosis medically. But I'm here tonight to be co-host with my brother on the dialogue. So I'd like for you, brothers, before we get ready to head in the break, and we got a pretty lady coming on the second half. You know, no offense to you guys, but we're going to add a little beauty to the show the second half. But I just wanted to say, I just want you to talk about how it's never too late. It's never, you talked about Dana being away and your brother and thinking life was over, and now here you are about to do a Netflix, and you volunteer, you cut hair, you have your own businesses. Curtis is flipped that he's doing great things. I like just to hear these brothers talk about Just a word of encouragement to people who have thrown in the towel in life.
Well, I started, you never give up on life. Even though you have, difficulty. I started my own security business. I bought my house last year. My credit score went from 470 to close to 800 now. I got, God's been blessed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dana?
One thing I'm gonna jump in and say real quick, and I'm gonna get back, let Dana say his part if Curtis not finished. But these are guys, man, that just like that grow up just like everybody else. They came up in the hood, hard times, but they made it. And the purpose of the show, like Dozell said, is second chances, but it's all about people who made it from the dirt. You came out the dirt, but you made it and living good. Dana, I don't know if Dana want to say it because he's a very modest dude. But Frankie Beverly concert, I come outside, he got his Rolls Royce parked outside, a big old white Rolls Royce parked outside. He dressed to the P. He got that Porsche, he got the Rolls. Dana living real good, man. And God has blessed him. He's a man of God. God has blessed him and opened some doors for him. Dana, I'm gonna stop telling your story, bro. I'm gonna let you tell it. But I know you're kind of modest. I didn't know you was gonna say anything like that, so I had to spill it for you.
No, Kim, I thank you, brother. Curtis, I
Yes,
salute
sir.
you, my brother. I salute you.
Thank you.
Give you your flowers while you're still here, man, because that's a great testimony.
Yes,
And
sir.
like Kim was saying, I try to be modest, but a lot of my associates say, Dana, you too modest. Man, start accepting some accolades and pat yourself on the back sometime, man, because you were disciplined. God was able to use you. But I want to tell somebody that's out there that's hurting, whoever out there that's hurting, want to give up, you can't give. You only have one life. One life. It's about having patience. It's about loving on yourself. And you have to think about more than just yourself. You have to think about your family, especially if you have kids. You have to think about more than just your family. You have to think about others, your parents, your mother, your wife. And you have to continue to go forth and try to be the best that you can possibly be. I know it's not easy. And even though I have these material things, it still gets hard. People, we just make it, Curtis and I just make it look easy. But we have to, every day, we have to get down and pray.
That's right.
This what we get for praying, asking God to lead and guide us. Like I was saying, you have to learn to love yourself. And once you learn to love yourself, you can begin to start loving others. You begin to start loving others. And it's a big world out there. It's so many opportunities. Y'all, we have to understand that we're black men. We have odds against us every day we wake up. And we've overcome. Look at yesterday. If God brought you to today, you have to just think about last week. He saved you. He allowed you to pay your bills. He fed you. He's giving you life. You think he won't do that tomorrow? Get out the future and concentrate on what you can do for yourself today and your family. Because it's a big world out there. And your name is written in it. And there's opportunities that you can be a success also. I mean, we're no exception. We're no exception. We just want it better. We just want to do better because we found value in ourselves. And you can do the same thing.
Yeah. And I'm going to add this real quick on the end of that, Dana. You don't have to wait till you go through the struggles that Dana went through,
no, you don't.
Almost went through. You don't have to wait to go through that, man. You can start when Dana turned his life around. Just imagine you would have started that initially before he went through that struggle he went through. But I'm a firm believer that God put you through certain things just so you'll know how to make you more thankful for what he's doing, for what he gives you. So, you don't have to go through those struggles, man. You can go ahead and start living your life the way you want to live it right now.
Like you said, Kim, the only way I'm able to talk and relate with those young boys out there, because what they're going through, I went through 10 times more than what they're going through. I can relate to them. They say, man, you ain't been through nothing. I've been shot 10 times. What? I've been in prison for 10 years. What? I lost my brother to murder. Well, you done went through more than me. Now they ready to listen.
Wow.
Ain't too many people who say that, Daniel. They've been hit 10 times and still here looking as good as you looking right now, bro. Not too many people can say that.
God be the glory. Thank you.
Amen. Yeah. Listen, my good friend, before we go to break, my good friend Susan C. Wright Ingram. You won't believe this, Kim. We went to Landon Junior High School from 1970 to 70. Well, it was a 69. She'll correct it. I had it in Sandalwood at 71. 3 years over there. We went to Landon Junior High School from 7th to 9th grade. Through social media, we have reaffiliated. There's a Landon page on Facebook, and we stay close. And Susan she's an avid viewer of our show, whether she's live or she sees it later. She is just a dynamite sister. And I threw all that out. I had to say this. She said just what you said, Dana, that your and Curtis's story is an inspiration to her son. She has a grown son that it's an inspiration to. And so there's a saying out there that says we are blessed to bless. And I just like that this show tonight is helping to do that. You brothers have no idea how much inspiration you are spreading across the world because somebody hears of your story. You're on your way to do damage. You have been harmed. You have had loss. You have lost time. You've lost a loved one to the streets. And now look at you now. If I was to, and I'm not preaching, but if I was to preach, if it was a text and I was preaching, the Apostle Paul, we all know his story. On a Damascus road, he was knocked from his animal on his way to persecute Christians, and the Lord turned him around right down that road, and he went on to be one of the most prolific evangelists, missionaries, and writers of the New Testament. And so it could be the last years of your life, and the good Lord can turn it around to make you a blessing to others. Thanks for sharing, Susan, and please share that with your son and others. Listen, we're going to go to break, and on the other half of this break, on the other side of the show, which is soon coming, you're going to hear from another sister, and leading into that, we're going to talk about how we met and the purpose behind that. We're going to hear from those who make us look good, and we want them to help make you look good also now. GoGigaWorld.com has them for you. Listen, the other week, 2 weeks ago, my daughter is one of the part of that Go Giga team, and they've been doing. Kim and I were traveling together about 6-8 weeks ago. They did a takeover of the show, and man, was it funny! It was so funny that they did another takeover 2 weeks ago when we were on the ship, and we actually bought the internet so that we could see Dialogue with Dozell show in the high seas. Can you believe that? And they did a special anniversary show. GoGigaWorld.com. They will make you look good. They have all of your virtual needs, web billing. They'll do it, and you see how well they do it. You see the people that they presented. Let me do this. Tonight it's a shout out. You know, on the Dialogue, the midway point is either a shout out, it's a dang dog, or we come back at you another way. Tonight it's a shout out. Most of you have heard by now that as of December, what we've been hearing and expecting, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who holds a key position at the CDC, is retiring rather. We met a person recently who worked directly with him. He is retiring. Dr. Fauci, you have been a career person who believed in medicine, the medical science, and you've helped with critical diseases, help with issues of health for the national scope, even as they had international implications, and you have stood strongly, and now you get ready to sit down after an awesome career. It's funny that at the end of your career, you had possibly the most infamous or the most famous opportunity. You were out there in the limelight more because of a pandemic that struck this world and our nation particularly. And as the numbers rose from 80, 70, and 80, 90,000 to 100 to 2,000, 500,000, up to 1 million. You were always in the trenches. Sadly, you started out giving the briefing every day with the former guy in the White House, and you became Dr. Fauci. You became a GOAT, not a GOAT as the greatest of all time. You became someone that mud was slinged at, because your word was not always what was best for the country economically. It may not have been what promoted the country best, but you talked about those things that would help keep Americans alive and safe. We remember, Dr. Fauci, all of the refrigerated trucks along Manhattan, in Manhattan and other big cities where bodies were stored because there were not rooms in the morgues. You did the best thing. You didn't tell us what politicians wanted to hear, what economists wanted to hear, but you told us what would keep us alive and healthy. Dr. Fauci, we salute you tonight. Shout out to you from the dialogue. Congratulations on your upcoming retirement in December. You're going on to the next phase. You're almost 80 years old. You're going to the next phase. That's what the show is about, never giving up. And you got many more people to bless. We thank you, Dr. Anthony Fauci. We shout you out tonight on Dialogue with Dozell. This next sister that I'm about to meet, you probably can't see it right now. It's white on white. It's a I voted sign. I voted on Saturday, late Saturday evening, early voting. Tomorrow in the state of Florida is voting, and it's getting a lot of national acclaim because at the top of the ticket there's a move to unseat this guy who has embarrassed Florida tremendously over the last 2 years. But while on a voter registration drive, I met this dynamic young lady, Kim. I heard her I was listening and just happened to hear parts of her story. And I heard that, and I'm gonna let her tell, I'm not gonna steal any of her thunder. And she sat down with our national, our statewide director of Faith in Florida. She sat down with Dr. Bracey, who has appeared on this show several times, and told her story. They sat for hours. They sat there for hours and talked about the story, her story. And without any further ado, we're gonna bring on Sister Wanakee Williams. No offense, Dana. No offense, Curtis. But it's going to be a little lighter on the eyes for us at this point. Sister Williams, how you doing? I want to introduce you to you being hearing these brothers. You hear my brother, Kim, my co-host. Just take a couple of minutes and tell your story.
Well, I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for the opportunity. Your stories were touching, and I am also a woman who was incarcerated. I was there for 12 years. Some might know me as Wanakee Williams, 155681. I am just so grateful to God that that is no longer my reality. Now that I have the opportunity to live, I am doing all that I can to get on my feet, find my direction. I can say as a young African-American woman, there are not a lot of opportunities for women who are have a background. Coming home, they give you information that is inaccurate. There is no help when it comes to the state. So when you come home, you actually have to do the footwork to get on your feet. So I take this as a second chance at life. So as I made it through those 12 years and I fought on my knees, I take this time and I am digging and searching, and I'm still on my knees, praying to God for direction in life. I mean, I am grateful for Matt Bird. He helped lead me in the direction of Planned Parenthood. So I found work. There is limited jobs here in the state of Florida for anybody with a record. I know it's hard for a man. It's also hard for a woman. I caught these charges: armed robbery, carjacking, and kidnapping, to provide for my kids. I was a juvenile with a background, so I didn't have the opportunity to start my life as an adult, just going out, filling out for a job. I wanted to go to the service, but that didn't work out. So, I had to do what I had to do to make sure that my kids eat also. So, that cost me 12 years. And now that I am home, I met Pastor Rhonda. I met Dr. Bracy. These women are just with Faith in Florida. They are powerful women, and I am just grateful to have the opportunity to meet them. But there needs to be more programs. There needs to be more assistance. Housing is non-existent for anybody just getting out of prison. So, I'm every day I'm looking for another opportunity to do what I can to get on my feet, and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Wow, that's good stuff, sis.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. One of the things we talked about the other day when we met was that you're looking for sustaining employment.
Yes.
And just like this state has finally allowed returning citizens to vote. Now, unless there are certain charges attached, and let me say this right here, because this guy in Tallahassee has made a big issue. And the other day we were doing a voter registration drive. That's where I met her. Hey, Sister Linda, we were doing a voter registration drive down in Dade. Listen, there ain't nowhere like Dade County and Cook County and all of the world. But anyway, we were doing that voter registration drive, and I witnessed one of his I call him his election policeman. As Kim will tell you, police are not allowed to go to the polls in uniform, but he has formed this army to try to discourage particularly returning citizens from voting. So let me say this to all of my returning brothers and sisters: if you have a murder conviction, or if you have a sexually related crime that you serve time for, or if you owe any money and you got past the screening process and you were registered to vote, please do not go to the polls and vote. They made a big issue about arresting 17 to 20 people the other day who had attempted to vote, and they had those charges attached to them, either murder or a sexually related crime, or if you owe the state any fines or any court costs. Please check with the supervisor of election in your area before voting. There'll be plenty of opportunities, but don't get yourself, they have made that a felony. They've done everything to try to discourage us from vote. Now, sis, you talked to us about, and I just sat there and just marveled. What is the brother's name that's with your big guy? Is he with you now?
Yes, Matt Bird.
Matt, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm so proud of this young lady, and I appreciate all the stories, and I love to see this type of work coming together, man. Thank y'all so much for this opportunity, man. Awesome.
Thank you, Matt, for what you're doing for her and thousands like her, and the ones who may not be physically working with you. They're here about it through this camera. We wish you were on camera. We understand you're trying to stay steady there. There'll be many who will hear about the great work that you are doing and giving our sister and others opportunities. Now, here's what I said to her. She said, all I want is I want a job that will give me a career. This is a sister. She's not in her 20s. She's not likely in her early 30s. So this is a person who's saying some things that many of us we're looking back at. And what I said to her was, and God has moved to me through this way, and we have 3 brothers here today to attest to that. Yeah, go and start on a career. That's fine. That's what we all kind of did it. Go and go to work, start on a career. But quickly ask God to be quickening and preparing your spirit for your own business. That's what we have. These brothers, there are 3 entrepreneurs. We have several businesses down here. Prepare, do what you got to do while you got to do. Not trying to steal your employer, brother, but while you have to, you do what you got to do, but prepare to be an entrepreneur. Sister Linda Scott, she's off. That's my sister. That's Toya's auntie, often our co-host. She had a great job. She struck out on her own. Yeah, your niece, buddy. So she struck out on her own, and she is just inspiring women in her own business all over the world. So let that be Kim Varner. I've been talking. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was saying I would like to have a transition home. There, for incarcerated women, there are a lot of people in prison who don't have anywhere to go, don't have anybody to come home to. Housing now is limited. The housing, I think it's backed up 3 years, and that's just for people who are free. So a person who's coming home with a background, it makes it even harder. So what I would like is to start a transition home for people who have been incarcerated so they can have somewhere to go, particularly women with children, so that you can be able to have a place to reconnect with your children. I would like to start with one home, and then I would like to make it a complex, because there's a lot of people who are incarcerated who need help. There are people who are incarcerated who don't have anybody to come to. So believe it or not, when the parole board comes and they come to see them to try to let them out, they act up because they don't have anybody out here to come home to. My father has been in prison since 1982. His name is George Wicker. So he's been in prison for 40 years. Who does he have to be able to come home to? So I would love to get a transition home for people to help them be able to reunite with their children, a place that can help them with housing, a place that can help them get a job, transportation. Places like that are non-existent. People can say, oh, you can go to this place, you can go to this place. I left prison with a pamphlet this thick, full of empty promises. There was nothing to help anybody, not even food stamps. There was nothing that they gave me when I was released from prison after doing 12 years that they gave me to help me come back into society. They say that prison is to rehabilitate. It's not. It is a warehouse that you have to pray to make it out of, because a lot of people passed in prison, just even coming doing a walkthrough. So, it's a blessing to make it out. I feel like if you survive that 3 meals a day, those black beans, MRSA, staff, the prison officers, the rapes and the drugs and all that goes on inside of the institution, you can survive through anything out here. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have things that you go through that's going to set you back. But nothing can be worse than living in a closet. So if you can survive living inside of a shoebox, you can definitely survive out here.
Kim Varner.
Amen.
I after hearing these stories, man, and everybody knows here, everybody here knows, I don't know if Sister Williams knows or not, but I'm retired law enforcement. I did 26 years on the job, but hopefully you can tell by these two brothers' testimony that the badge never went to my head. I was all about trying to help people out. And when I say help people out, I'm talking about my brothers that was in the hood with me. Me, Dozell, and my brother, we from out east, and out east in Jacksonville, and it's the hood, and I've always stayed close to the hood. So, but I just thank y'all for the stories, and I hope that there's somebody out here who needed to hear each one of y'all's story, that it may have lifted them up or changed their mind about something they was thinking about doing, and made them change their mind for something way more positive and everything. I know Dana has left his email, I think, on their website, Dana the Barber. But I know that brother reach out to help anybody. And Kurt the same way. They'll reach out to help anybody. If y'all got questions out there, anybody listening got questions, whatever, shoot your questions. Just let these brothers and this sister answer some of these questions for you. You don't have to do stuff on your own out there. You got people here that's already been there that can help you and guide you. Let them guide you and help you out. This is time for that. That's what these shows are all about. So.
I want to, Kim, you've been really trying to get this show on, and I'm so glad, the dialogue has kind of gotten congested with guests, and that's a great thing. But I'm so glad we got this show. But I'm gonna take a second now and do something, as I'm gonna be ministerial at this point. I'm somebody's watching this show. Somebody's gonna watch this show. Somebody's gonna hear what Sister Wanakee's desire is. And I'm just, at this point, I am declaring and decreeing that over the next 45 days, someone would have contacted her about her goal to set up transitional housing for returning citizens, likely females, that she's very interested in getting done. And I'm speaking that in the next 6 to 8 months, prophetically, God is going to have that ball rolling, that within another year, 12, 14, 15 months, that she has a house and she has her first returned sister and their family if need be. I speak that in the name of Jesus. Carry on.
Amen.
Yeah. Brother,
keep that faith, man. God will show up and show out. I've seen it happen before. Just keep that faith. It'll happen, sis. I'm telling you.
I'd like to get a little dialogue in between it, and though my brother's not on camera, Curtis and Dana, he's a very inspirational brother, and it's just we're having this conversation with Sister Wanakee because of him the other day. You just like to get a little dialogue between the four of you all, questions or comments amongst each other. We got about another 6 or 7 minutes, and just like to get you all engaged with each other.
Well,
My sister,
I just first of all want to say, man, I really, really appreciate this. I didn't know what to expect, but this is what's needed. These stories out here need to be heard. And my philosophy on all this, what keeps me in this work, is that I know that those closest to the problem are closest to the solution. So this is the solution right here, us, and then communicating, chopping it up, and taking matters into our own hands. I'm all about the entrepreneur spirit, brother. I got a few jobs. You see what I'm saying? I know we have to make it work out here, and businesses. So I understand that sustainability comes from us. We have to own all of it. Our children, we can't leave them in the school system. They ain't teaching. No, we ain't teaching them nothing at home. So this is ownership. This is us saying, listen, man, we're going to get behind the wheel of this thing. Yeah, we done been through some things. I watched this young lady grow up. I know all she ever needed was an opportunity. All she ever needed is one chance, and she going to blow the roof off of it. So that's so many of us. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity, man, and I appreciate it, brother.
Bless you. Bless you, sir.
Go ahead, Dana.
No, I just want to congratulate the sister. I know exactly what she's talking about as far as opening up a transitional home. That's been one of my goals and dreams also. But I just want to tell you, just keep your head up, my sister. You're doing a great job already.
It's up. It's up and prayed up.
That's right. Sometimes God has us to go through things. He used people for certain things. He had Moses out in the wilderness for 40 years. Before he came back, he was a murderer. And look at it. When he came back, he did great things for the Lord. So we all have a place in life and society. Look, you went to prison, but your life may be more meaningful than a lot of people because God using you as a sacrifice. He using myself, Curtis, as a sacrifice to go out into the world and compel men to teach, to show them that you can overcome. We're not the only one that goes through these things. The whole world, everybody's suffering right now in this world. And they're going to need strong-minded people like we are, especially being a black person in America, we suffered anyway. So the white people have to get on our shoulders to be able to navigate through what we're going through right now because we know what's suffering. Long suffering brings on patience. And God, he's blessed you and I with a platform, and Curtis with a platform that we can go out and be used as a vessel. Congratulations to both of y'all.
Thank you.
Curtis, you
I'm
kind of
sorry.
shy, Curtis. Go ahead, sis.
I want to say, out of the 12 years and the time that you all did, the children are the ones who suffer the most.
Exactly.
So, you know, I have a son now who is incarcerated. I left when my oldest was 5, my middle baby was 4, and my newest baby was, my oldest was 5, my middle baby was 4, and my newest baby was just turning 2. So, you know, they're teenagers now, and they are the ones who are suffering from my mistakes. So the children also need counseling. You know, the children are the ones who suffer the most throughout the incarceration. So that's also, you know, that needs to be rebuilt, you know, along with unification.
That's right.
But Curtis,
My sisters, that was very powerful what you said. Your story very powerful. You just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. And I'm told if you need anything, just reach out to me. I'll do my best.
Thank you.
bless you. You see the comments on the screen. This is from Sister Linda. Linda Scott is saying basically that you need to put a business plan on paper, and you have a great resource seated right beside you to help you put that together and float that. Float that. Listen, there are the state claims. Now, you and all of us, we're uniquely qualified to know. I'm former law enforcement also. That prison recidivism. I can't say the word, Kim. Recidivism. Whatever ism it is, we know that the state has already budgeted. They've already budgeted to make big money off of people returning to prison. They already got the stats down. They got the numbers out. All of that stuff is already in place. It's already in place. But at the same time, there are private corporations, and there are some state grants that are out there that can help. Now, housing is definitely a challenge. One of the gubernatorial candidates gave a loan. Well, let me just say what was said. Said that there's money that a corporation that was in a foundation, and this governor that would help low-income folk with housing, and this governor has obliterated it. And if that candidate gets in office, they said that they're going to reestablish that fund. But there's got to be places. Listen, he's got the whole world in his hands. The cattle on 10,000 hills are his. If he has all that, he has a house, and he has houses, and he has complexes where you can fulfill your life's dream. And no matter what has happened, no matter where you've been, it has been a prep. It's been a step to get you where God wants you to be. So let's just all pray for you to get there and to make that happen. Dana, you and Sister Wanakee, do you have any final words? We're about out of time. Hopefully Kim will be back on. Dr. Crabb, how are you doing, sir? This brother, you see, we've got to introduce you to him, Sister Wanakee, and I'll make sure that you two get in touch with each other.
Okay.
Yeah, his show is on tomorrow night. All right, every Tuesday night I got something going. I can never catch it live, but I catch it later. You can catch if you all will put his show on the thing on the screen, so the information about his show. But he has something that if you email him, he'll definitely help you get started in that dream. Guys, just take a minute or so and just give us final words.
Okay. I want to say you guys can reach me at Williams Wanakee. That's WILLIAMSWANAKEE @gmail.com. I feel like that we can no longer wait on them to provide for us. We have to help each other. So, you know, I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm ready to help somebody who was in a situation like me. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people all over the world who know somebody who was incarcerated. It's not easy to come home and get on your feet. That's the reason why people give up and go right back to prison. So we have to help each other. Not only helping each other, we have to help the children. So we can't just give up on each other. We have to help each other to do what we need to do as a unity. As, you know, African American people, we have to do what we have to do.
Wow. I just want to leave you all with this thought. Never, never say you can't, and never give up. There's a whole world out there that's waiting on you. They need you, your ideas, your thoughts. We have to look at life for what life is worth. Like my sister was saying, our kids are suffering right now. You see a lot of fathers and mothers are in prison. We have to stand in the gap. We have to be that village to reunite our community back together, to save our youth out here. We have to lead by example. So my thing I want to share with you is not to give up. Have hope. Believe in God, knowing that He is the answer and He will deliver you through anything. If He brings you to it, He'll bring you through it. So have a blessed night, and I just thank y'all for allowing us to share.
Sure. I saw Kim and Curtis back home. They look like they're having a few difficulties. So I want to just thank Curtis. I want to thank Dana. I want to thank Wanakee. And Wanakee, please tell my brother, give me his name again. I'm waiting on his information.
Matt Bird.
Bro, Matt, thank you so much for joining our show. And we'll have to bring you on when you're on camera, okay? And
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so much.
Amen. Thank you, bro.
Oh, bless you. Bless you. Listen, as I see it, you can always begin again. And let me just be theological. I'm a Christian, so let me say you can always begin again in Christ. That's what Papa Gray at First Church of Deliverance used to always say to us: rock bottom don't mean nothing to God, because God made the rock. And that's what this sister and that's what these brothers have told us. Not only told us, but they've shown us. You heard what they drive. You heard their business, about their businesses. You heard about their drive, that which motivates them to do what they do. You've seen the encouraging comments from Linda and Toya and Susan, and saying how these words have motivated them to tell family members, and how in the other work that they do, and the encouraging words to just hang in there. Never give up. That's what we want to say. Never give up. It's not over till it's over. Until it's over, you keep grinding, keep exerting your grit, and keep going after it. It's worth doing. There's the saying, I'll repeat it again. You are blessed to bless. The Apostle Paul, though he was learned, though he had the government behind him, though his heart was wrong, he was a persecutor. Once he met the Christ of God, his whole life turned around. And look what he did for all of humanity. Even if you're not a Christian, a lot of the principles that he left with us are available to us. It's only symbolic, because it's a practice of what he found in our Lord Jesus Christ. And I'm saying that to all of us. Sister, you're going to have that transitional house. The Man Cave Barbershop is going to continue to be a blessing. You're securing people, Curtis, but you're demonstrating them a heart that's going to make a difference. Listen, Dialogue with Dozell, we're so glad that you joined us tonight. Next week, Tim Johnson is going to be back with us. My brothers and I grew up with him. He is the vice president of the Jacksonville Sharks football franchise. He was scheduled to be on the other week and had some difficulties. He'll be with us next week. And in the upcoming weeks, we have a brother that's just a dynamic entertainer. He's basically, he and his band, Treasure, are currently on, Temperature. They're currently working, doing some of the cruise ships for Royal Caribbean. He's going to come to us, and we're going to have a young lady that has done, she's 76 years old. She's done over 300 cruises. She cruises now once a month. We want to talk about the travel industry as the world opens up. We got a lot of stuff coming up on the Dialogue in the upcoming weeks. Thank you. We love you. We'll see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. KV, Curtis, Dana, Wanakee, Bucket, everybody who made this a great show. Thank you, Go Giga, more Go Giga Creations. We love you. God bless. Dialogue with Dozell. We are out.